Yeah. You finally figured it out.
Well, and it's not just like that I knew I'm immature, but like now I like realize that I'm too
Internalized it.
old to be immature.
Hey, welcome to No More Pop.
Oh. This is a show about movies that you might have heard of.
And therapy for Nick.
Yeah.
From time to time.
We get it. We get his therapy in whenever we can.
Yeah.
We watched one of my old favorite Korean movies from years ago. This movie is hard to find. You watch it on Tubi.
Yeah, if you want the OG.
If you want to find an actual, yes, I was telling them how I had a DVD actual English release of the, well, not English, but
Yeah.
what's the word? Region A release of this DVD, and it was censored. One of the jokes was censored out. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
They were woke back then, too.
Yes, this is called Going by the Book. This is from 2007. Jae Jong Yong is the main actor in this movie. This guy's one of my favorite actors, actually.
What was this character's name? Do-Man?
Doman.
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 Jong Dong.
So he's a cop, straight laced. He goes by the book, hence the name of the movie.
Yeah.
At the very beginning of the movie, he writes his the new police chief a ticket for making an illegal left turn.
That wasn't illegal as hell left turn.
It was.
Yeah.
He just ran that
In
stoplight.
this farmland
Middle of
road,
nowhere.
being a traffic cop.
You learn he is just. He even says it because the guy's like, "Hey, you know I'm your chief."
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh,
he immediately salutes, "Yes, sir, hello, sir," and he thinks he can just drive away. He's like, "Hold on,
I need to see that license.
I still
but-
need to see your
Yeah,
license."
he tries
He's
to
like,
roll up the window and he's boom.
He's
Well,
like-
I was thinking maybe he's like, hey, he's trying to get one by me. I got to make sure he's who he says he
No.
is.
He's like, he even goes, he says something like, "I'm sorry, but this is the way I am," which is perfect. That's his character. He is going by the book. It's letter of the law, very specifically. So this little town that they're in, they have this like rash of bank robberies going on. And one day, this new police chief has this idea. Oh, hey, we'll have a drill because he's watching the Korean army do drills because they do that all the time because North Korea is like literally right there.
Yeah.
Right there, it's north.
And every dude in Korea goes
Yeah.
2 years into the army and shit. So they're doing these drills. He's like, oh, hey, we'll do a robbery drill.
Yeah.
We'll act like it's all a real deal. We'll randomly draw people to play different roles in this. Random banks, random people.
I'd sign up for that.
Yeah,
Getting
that
paid
would be
for,
fun.
for acting.
Yeah.
Would be amazing.
Oh, I was thinking about the drilling. I could do that for free, honestly. Like bank robbery. Yeah.
Sign me up for the bank robbery part. Yeah. But so the police chief though cheats. He makes Doman the robber of the bank,
Yes.
thinking this guy's just a simple idiot, not realizing that he's actually very smart
He's
and
very on the spectrum.
dedicated
Yeah.
to his
He's,
to what he does.
I would suspect he's autistic.
Could be.
He's got the
Because
touch of the
he-
burgers.
Could be.
You tell him to do something, he sets his mind to it, and he does it to the fullest extent.
Does a bunch of research on like robberies and stuff
Yes,
like that.
he watches. You see, he's watching Old Boy, which is funny. But hey, let's cheers to the tism.
To the Tism, the
You know.
Koreans,
Ism.
and good cops.
Is that Tiananmen Square talk? What?
Yeah.
So did he get demoted again after he wrote the chief a ticket?
No,
Or no, he's let
No,
him
he's
be.
still-
No,
just a
they
traffic
were just
cop.
pissed at him.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Well,
what-
yeah, because that's the thing is that this guy is clearly from the outset too good of a cop to be just a traffic beat cop, and you find out that he was on the criminal investigation case. When they bring him into the office to yell at him for writing the new chief a ticket,
Yeah.
you've got the fat cop who's like, "Yeah, I'm glad he's not on my unit anymore. He's a fucking idiot. Fuck this
Yeah.
guy." You know, so they definitely
He got demoted because he was investigating the governor and found that he was corrupt.
they didn't
and
have the evidence.
The system
Yeah.
didn't want that. Didn't want any noise, so they demoted him. But yeah, they start the drill. He prepares.
Before that, didn't like when the chief gave him the role, he's like, I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah, he does warn him, kind of like the Punisher.
Dolman told him, "Is like
Yeah.
you're making a mistake,
Yeah.
asking me to do this."
Yeah.
He realizes. He knows who he is. He does. He's like, "I go by the book. You want me to do
Robert's
it?
book, yeah.
I'm going to do it right. Yes, I'm going to write the Robert's book, and then I'm going to do it as best as I can. I'm not playing your political shit.
Yep.
You're going to call me and ask me to stop the thing early? No, you told me to try the
yeah.
best I can. No, you're going to ask me to just quit? No, I don't think so." So yeah, he starts to rob the bank.
Yeah.
And it's this movie is very interesting because especially when you see it the first time, it's like you don't know what is going to be real or not real.
Yeah.
You're constantly thinking that shit's going to go sideways.
That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Because he gets a gun, he gets his beat up old gun,
Yep.
and even when he has his notes, he's like telling the woman at the cash register to like
Stay calm.
put the money in the bag. I'm so sorry.
Gets
Don't be
another
upset.
book.
They
Listen,
told me to do.
bitch.
I didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
He's like, she hits the alarm, and he's like, "I knew you would do that. Get the money, bitch." Like, yeah. But one of the cops that is set into that bank to be the guy that's supposed to catch in case there's a robber, he comes up to talk to him, and you can see his gun poking out. So he's like, "Fuck!" He pulls out his gun, and you see him just shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
And you have this what the
And
fuck
you
moment.
immediately think that, like, okay, he's really doing
He's
this.
gone insane.
Yeah.
You kind of think, "Oh, he's lost
Yeah.
his mind," and then it's like, "Oh no, that was just he's pretending." He
just
says
thinking
bang,
that, Yeah.
so that guy has to play dead now.
Yeah.
So you see, it's set up like a game. They're going to try to follow these rules. He ties up everybody in the bank by putting little cards around their
Right.
necks that say "tied up," and they have to sit there. And they have these debates about, "Wait,
Well,
how did you do that?"
Yeah. Well, I pointed a gun at you. And
Yeah.
You did it all
Yeah.
for me.
And he explains it perfectly. He's like,
And
"This
as
is
they're
how we did it."
explaining it, they're showing the scene of him
Yeah.
potentially, like, actually doing that.
Yeah.
And then the cop that got shot in the head.
Yeah.
He wakes up. No, I was wearing a vest.
They actually, and that was the funny thing, actually, that scene, because they go,
to the
the
camera
cop
room.
that got shot showed his gun. Yeah, they go to the camera room. He gets up at one point. He's like, he snatches a gun from the robber's hand, and there's this confrontation.
Yeah.
And then you cut to a scene of them all like leaning in over a security camera because one of the bank workers was like, "No, wait a minute, it was your
It was a
head."
headshot.
Yeah, it was totally a headshot.
You don't wear your vest on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they confirm it, so he has to lay back down and pretend
then,
to be
yeah,
dead.
they lays back down, and then they all go back to just being tied up.
Yeah.
Like it was a good scene. I like that.
And the one bank woman's like, at some point, she's like, "I'm tired of this bullshit.
Oh,
Why do we
the-
have
the
to do
bitchy
this?"
one.
She's
I don't
like,
feel good.
"I want to
You
go
can't keep
home.
me here."
Why are we sitting here all day?" He's like,
Yeah.
he just like
She's
acts
now-
like he's smacking the
No,
shit out of her,
he slaps her. Yeah.
and then he like props her up and he puts a fainted thing around her neck, like she's been slapped into submission.
We could, I guess, go ahead and go into like the joke that was edited out of your DVD.
As I say, yeah, so they do these jokes where he's like he acts like he's slapping her. He ends up killing a few people. But there's one scene where the same woman,
Yeah.
she's again had enough, and she's like, "What, am I gonna faint for 8 hours? Like, I'm done. I'm running away. Fuck you."
Yeah.
And it's so funny the way he does. He grabs her by the shoulders, shoves her up against the wall, and then just drops down and starts doing push-ups. And he's just like doing these push-ups, and everybody's just like, and the old guy that's in there is like, "What?" And they're just looking at him. And then it cuts her leaning back against the wall, and the card on her neck says "raped." It's so funny, and I just the push-up thing. He's like he had to exert himself,
Yeah, and make sure that he's doing it by the book.
get some thrusts in. Yeah, he had to
by
do
the
some
book.
thrusting.
I'm worn out.
It's like, yeah, fucking DVD. I spent all this money on because there's not like there's a lot of these out there.
Yeah.
It just said like fainted again. I was like, what the fuck? That is the funniest part of the movie.
He butchered it.
Killed the fucking joke. It's terrible. God damn. But yeah.
Yeah, so the Chiefs won't look good. He's like, we can catch these bank robbers before the SWAT team
before the
comes in.
SWAT team comes in. And that's when he drops the bank security gates.
Yes.
Yep.
Because I was thinking the SWAT team wasn't in on it, like they didn't know about the training thing. So
They
I
really
thought a few
weren't.
times, I thought,
Oh.
well, they shot with paintballs.
No, they knew it was
Yeah.
training, yeah.
But initially, I thought that's where it was going to go. Like, oh, you didn't know somebody fucked up and put actual bullets in their gun.
Well, that's the thing. The
Killed
movie
people.
makes
Yeah.
you think that the whole
Yeah.
time. And he even drops his gun at some point. His gun falls in. He had actually had a
Yeah.
bullet
Yeah.
in the chamber. You know, shot off and hit the wall or whatever.
And he's like, oh shit, and I wasn't supposed to be there, and he unloads all of it.
Well, and that's one of the things too. Is I'm watching this movie for the first time. I'm wondering at one point, is he like really gonna rob the bank, or is it gonna end in him being like, I did my job right? Like,
But
I kept like, you kind of get that itch in the back of your brain that makes you think like somehow he's going to get away with it and get like a ton of money.
Actually robbed the
yeah,
bank.
kind of, because that's what I was thinking a bit towards the end. Because I don't know if they'd necessarily be plot holes or whatever, but about him being such a good bank robber. Like one SWAT team, he gets the air out of the safe room. They can't breathe.
Yeah.
They get out and kills them all one by one. Play kills them.
Yeah, notionally kills him.
We don't see him anymore in the movie. And then later on,
I guess we could
yeah.
assume that they had just let them leave. He didn't want to.
Well, he didn't let the other people leave.
I know. It's like they weren't in the room,
Yeah.
so obviously they went somewhere.
Yeah, they went somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah,
so-
he did kill the SWAT team because
Yeah.
he turned off the air. Supposedly, there was no oxygen.
The ventilation
Yeah.
for the money.
The
In the
police
same-
chief's getting pissed off. He's like, "You're making me look bad. Just stop doing this shit."
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's
they
the whole
bring out
thing.
his mom to the negotiation, and when that doesn't work, like the boss calls up our protagonist and is like, "You would have submitted after your mom came out," and he's like, "Well, my mom
wasn't
didn't cry."
It's like if she had genuinely cried.
Yeah, and she's the mother of a cop. I'm just being a robber for today.
Well, that's the thing, and this is the thing I really like about this movie is, I mean, it's just so well written with how it's set up with this fake robbery situation, and then the fact that he is he's not happy that he's winning.
Yeah,
He's sad that the cops can't catch him. He's upset by it.
Yeah.
And he's upset that he's the guy that's doing it. And so you see him as it goes on, he's getting more and more. You see him being upset about the whole thing. When he's talking to his mom, he is feeling those emotions just from the different side of, yeah, I am pretending to be this criminal.
He feels genuinely bad about having notionally shot people in training purposes.
he was realizing he could have done this for a living instead.
He could have had so much more money just by actually robbing banks. But yeah, it goes to this. We'll skip through a bunch of it, but he does this whole ruse thing where he demands a bus.
To lead him to a boat.
Yeah, and he gets all the people to go out. They have umbrellas and trench. They got their.
Another issue
pant
that
legs.
I have with it because he sends the dead man.
He does do that. Does happen.
On the bus.
The couple dead people do
Yeah.
act like they're alive. It is true.
Yeah,
They do.
He kind of cheated.
Well, and that's kind of funny because, in the earlier scenes where the dead guy's a cop and he's yelling at the robber about things like that, and the one lady's like, "You're dead. Shut up."
Yeah. Fuck up.
But he sets up his robber's escape where he's like, "I want a bus,
Yeah.
and I'm going to take my hostages to the scene. We're going to escape."
Yeah.
And he sends out the hostages, and they do an improvised, sort of choreographed movement to throw the snipers off and everything that the SWAT team has set up.
Yeah.
Just dancing in the rain.
In the rain, yeah. They're with umbrellas. And
Meanwhile, he's in the safe with the Korean cutie. The one Nick was just.
Nick's like, man, I'm
He's
so.
like, I wish she would
Scarf,
wrap her scarf around me.
Yeah, she did, because she's like, she had this massive scarf, and he's talking about being cold, and then next scene it cuts over to them, and they're sharing a scarf.
It's pretty
that's
cheap
hit-
to go to Korea. So.
hipster heaven right there, you know what I'm saying?
So while that's like the decoy, him and this girl run off in another car.
Yeah.
They still end up catching up with them though, and there's this this great ending scene where they're on the end of this dock and the police chief is there, and he's just like, this police chief has been slowly losing his mind through this movie, freaking out about the fact that this guy won't just play along politically. He's actually doing the job that
I need you to
he
get
had
caught.
been assigned.
Yeah, make us look good as hell, because they have the new chief is like inviting all the media, come check it out.
Yeah.
Come check it out. Come film it.
See how great we are.
Yeah.
We're great cops. Look at us. And he has got the girl. He's got a pistol to her head, and he says bang. He shoots her, bang. Shoots himself, bang.
Yeah.
And they're just laying there, like, giggling to each other.
She's like,
you
"Oh,
know.
this is so fun." He's like, "Close your eyes."
He's like, "You've been
Yeah.
great." You've been
Well, and you find out when they're chilling in the bank, sharing a scarf, that like she like spills something all over some bond shit.
Oh yeah, the governor's money.
Governor's money, yeah. There's like a receipt and everything.
He did
with
find some documents.
Yeah, you
that
just keep the documents just laying about.
he's like, I am a criminal now. And he
Yeah.
did take those
Yeah.
and then send them to the chief later to kind of
to vindicate himself.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
because-
you get a little C story there where the governor does end up getting arrested and he gets reinstated.
I
Yeah.
was expecting some sad deaths.
It-
It being
you
a
see,
Korean
The
flick.
whole movie makes you think that.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of just like, it's a drama, but it's a comedy.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a thriller, but it's like all of it's mixed up, and you don't know what's actually going to happen the whole time.
Yeah.
It's very well done.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to scores? Well, I'll go for, since I've seen this a few times now, and I love this movie. This is a 5 for me. It's a very unique movie. It's a what's the word I want to use? Lighthearted, but also dramatic and wholesome kind of movie. And I love it. I love this movie. I don't know about that.
I'm gonna go with a 5 for this. Like, Koreans know how to throw out some bangers. It is to me, it's a very unique story because it's not really a bank robbery, but he does it as a bank robber, which is kind of cool. And then he finds love, and he gets his guy at the end. He gets that dirty governor.
Yep.
He gets him.
Gets him.
He gets him. I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I made us look bad, but I made me look good.
Those are both birds that you can hit with stones, you know?
But no, yeah, I mean, it is a great movie. The only thing that kind of took me back a bit was like the soundtrack for this.
The goofy music.
Yeah, it's like if they had access to iMovie and they had those that worked with. That's what they use. Like, let's put that in there.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed this movie. It was a really, really good movie. Watch it on Tubi.
Tubi. It's about the only place you can get
It's
it.
worth the ads.
Downside
worth the
is,
ads.
worth the ads. But yeah, 5 for me.
Oh, that's a 5 for me too. Like you said, the Koreans know how to make a banger. I felt like the music kind of added. It was corny music, but it kind of just added to the lightheartedness of it. Like you said, it's both lighthearted and dramatic.
Yeah.
There's a lot to try to explain. It's a good movie. It was definitely worth watching the toilet paper bears, dance around.
Brought to you by Charmin.
Yeah, I felt like parts of the movie were filmed like if Wes Anderson filmed the movie Mr. Bean Robs a Bank. Like that's kind of like a weird analogy to
Have
draw.
Alec Baldwin narrate the whole thing.
Yeah, like it, and it's crazy. It's one of those movies. Every Korean movie I've watched with y'all, it's like the writing, the movie is so good it makes you forget that you're like reading the words being said. Like you don't even realize. You stop realizing that they're speaking in Korean because you're just like you're hooked.
You actually start. This has happened with me. You start remembering the words that you read in English in the voices of the Korean actors, which is an interesting thing.
I don't
That's
know
how
if
it was
my
Dragon
mind
Ball
works
Z.
at that high of a level. I'm just like hooked. It's like reading, but with pictures. It was a really good movie. I liked the hell out of it. Yeah, 5 buckets of popcorn.
I'm glad you guys liked it. I've been wanting to watch this again for so long, and thank you, Tubi, despite all your ads. 6 in a row.
Yeah, that was a little much.
They got to get money somehow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do. It's capitalism.
Crackle is the same way.
Crackle.
Yeah.
Crackle.
Well, Nick's pick next week. We'll see what he decides to do.
Now, you saw the bookcase. There's a selection there. Too.
Oh, I
Random
thought I
pick.
had to order. I thought I had to
You
order.
don't have to do
I
it.
mean, you do what thou wilt.
What thou wilt. All right, I will do what thou wilt.